Hi everyone, Jessica here from Paper Ink Stamp and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be looking at the newest issue of Die Cutting Essentials magazine, and this is issue 78. So let's take a look at the inspiration inside the magazine and take a look at this month's free gift. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at our free gift. This is called Pretty Layering Petals, and we've got a whole bunch of dies in here. So we have got 3 dies that's going to make this kind of shape. So these are obviously layering petals. So you've got your base, you've got another layer on top, and then just that final layer with all of that detail in there. You can layer them together, and this is the kind of effect that you're going to create. Then we've got this one down here, again just a slightly different shape, but again the same in terms of that layering with all of those details. We've got a circle die down here, so these are going to then layer up to create the insides. If you're going to create, say, a flower, you can create that sort of layered look for the centerpiece. So really, really beautiful. And then we do have 22 downloadable sentiments as well that you can download from their website. So let's take a look at the inspiration actually in the magazine itself. So here, this is called Flower Power, and you can see just how you can pop these together to create just different shapes. You can create some really beautiful flowers, and I love all of the really bright colours that have been used for these projects. It really just kind of helps stand it out, and you can see then die cutting these different layers in different colors is going to bring it together and just create something really, really interesting. So it's just showing you here really simply how you can die cut these pieces from a piece of ink blended cardstock, and then you can pop them together. So really, really beautiful. Okay, so here we've got some masculine makes. So again, using those same dies to create more masculine style cards. I think in here we've got some of the Nuvo shimmer powders to create the background. So some really, really beautiful different colors in there, and just different ways again of using these really basic dies. So they've got a couple of projects here, and I think this one is absolutely amazing. This is a flower box. They've used it to create some really quite realistic looking flowers. I think they're so beautiful in the kind of blues, purples, pinks colour scheme. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. So let's take a look at what comes included in next month's issue of Die Cutting Essentials. So here we have got, what's this called? Amazing Just a Note die set. So this comes with a typewriter. You've then got a piece of paper that you can have sort of coming out. You've got a few sort of floral elements here. We have got 22 coordinating papers and sentiments again to download. So that's going to match in with this theme here of the typewriter. So we can create fun cards for all your friends and family, personalise the typed message on any occasion. So that is going to be really, really beautiful. That's on sale the 15th of July. So really looking forward to seeing what we can create with that one. But for now, let's get into creating a card for today's video. So I think I'm going to use these set of layering dies here. And I've picked out some cardstock. So I've got some silver mirror card for the background. I've then got 2 shades of blue. We've got Cornflower blue and denim blue as well. And I think those 3 are just going to work really nicely together. So I've cut just a few strips from my coloured card. I've got a little bit of a washi tape here as well. So we're going to need to cut this multiple times, and I think I might alternate between sort of the light blue and the dark blue, but I always want my base layer to be in this silver. So this piece here is going to be my base layer, and like I said, I'm going to cut that from our silver mirror card. So we'll just hold that in place. Then the next die is our middle piece. So again, let's just hold that in place. And then lastly, we have got what is going to be our top layer. So here we have our 3 pieces. So if we just build this together, so you can see that I've poked out all of those inside pieces as well. And you can kind of see just how beautiful that looks. And you've just got that really lovely bit of silver mirror card just in the background. Okay, so now we've got this one done, I'm going to go ahead and die cut all the other pieces that we will need. Okay, so I've die cut 6 of these petals, so we've got 3 of each, and I have done some alternating colours in terms of the top colours. But if we just pop these together, so we've got the silver one for the bottom, then we've got, for this particular example, we've got then the cornflower blue for our middle piece, and then we've got that denim blue that's going to sit really beautifully on top and just show all of those details. So hopefully you can kind of see this on camera. So there, if I just hold my hand out so you can see, you've just got all of that lovely detail just layered up together. So the first thing I'm going to do, just to make life a little bit easier, is I'm going to pop all of these together. I'm going to glue them together. I'm just going to use my Dotty tape pen for this because it's going to be easier to add some adhesive to these smaller sort of top dies. So we're going to add our adhesive just there. This one is then just, like I said, going to lie just directly on top of that one. And then this piece is going to lie on top of our silver piece. So again, lots of different ways that you can adhere these together. Just do whatever works best for you. But I just really like the Dotty tape pen because it's just so easy, and it's there, it's on, and it's strong, it's not going anywhere. So you can see all of our finished petals here, and they just look so great. I love the alternating colours where we've done the light and then dark on top. I think that just adds a really great element of interest in there. What I think would be really beautiful is if you did these just in white and just had that detail, but it was really subtle. I think that would look so beautiful as well. But I think this has got to be one of my favourite free gifts that we've had. I just absolutely love how easy these layering dies are to use. A little bit of coloured card, and that's really all there is to it. So for today's card, we're going to be creating a US A2 size card. So that's 4.25 by 5.5. So we're just going to create this really simple flower here. And just to make life a little bit easier, what I'm actually going to do is just take some of this washi tape that I've already got, which I use to hold down my dies, and I'm just going to kind of hold these pieces together. I want to make sure that I get this alternating pattern here. You don't have to do this, of course, but it's just for sort of moving it around, and just for ease, it's going to stay together. And it's a good way then of just using up some of your washi tape so you don't waste any of it, so you don't just pop it in the bin. Okay, so we've got our flower there, so that is going to go lovely on our card. We are going to die cut just a few more elements from this set. So we want to have our centre pieces. So we have got our stamen there. So I'm definitely going to cut that from this silver mirror card, just so you sort of get that colouring on top. So we're going to follow on in the same colour scheme. So let's bring in just our scraps of our denim blue, and we've got our cornflower blue as well. So we'll do the larger circle in our denim and the smaller one from our cornflower, and we're going to run this through again. So all I'm going to do is add just a little bit of adhesive just onto the circle back. I'm just going to lift up some of those inside bits. That is then just going to go off and finish that flower off really, really beautifully. So now we've got our flower, I want to create a sort of real lovely watercolour style background for this. So I'm going to grab a piece of watercolour cardstock. So I've cut this down to 4.25 by 5.5. So this is the size of my card, but I am then going to be able to trim this down. So to create our watercolour background, I'm going to be using some of the Nuvo Shimmer powder, and this is the Meteorite shower. I want to have just something really subtle. I don't need it to be kind of all over the background, but with this, it's just kind of however it goes, and that is it. So I'm going to, first of all, just sort of concentrate this powder kind of to the middle of my cardstock. I've got my Ranger Mister bottle here with just some water. So here I have my background, so I've just let this dry to one side, and you can see everything that we normally do just with our shimmer powder. So if we bring back our flower, you can really see just how beautiful that colour matches in with the colours of cardstock that I've used. And you can still kind of see it, and I think that silver mirror card helps it to really pop out lovely. So what I'm going to do is just cut down my panel slightly. So let's first of all add our panel. So that is going to lie flat just like so. Then I want this to be propped up, so I'm going to come in here with some foam squares. And I'm going to have 3 foam squares per petal. So we're going to have 1 at the bottom, 1 in the middle, and then 1 just at the top. So I've taken the back off all of my foam squares, so I'm just going to really carefully just line this up how I want it to be. I've then just got my last petal just to pop back in. Just like so. I'm going to add just 1 foam pad to our flower centre. And that is just going to pop in there just like that. So for my sentiment, I'm just going to take this Hello die that came with the Beautiful Butterflies die set with a previous issue of Die Cutting Essentials. And I'm actually going to die cut this from some black cardstock because I really want it to stand out against all this really beautiful design and sort of patterns that we have going on. So here is our Hello die cut. Okay, so it's a little bit sort of distracting up there, so I'm going to add it just to the bottom here. And I think I'm actually just going to cut a small amount of this kind of loopy H off. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back of this. And then I'm just going to line that section up with where I cut it. So there we have our really lovely sentiment on there. So that is our finished card for today's video. So I really love using these layering petals. I think it's something a little bit more abstract, just a little different, but I think it's really great. And I do love then how this centerpiece comes together. You can layer these up in lots of different colors. Like this, you can have it as almost like a full butterfly. You can have them as, you know, just half a butterfly, or just like, you know, the petals. So many things that you could do with this, and not forgetting that you do have 2 different styles of layering petals in here. So that is it for today's video, so I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so you don't miss out on any future videos. So that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching, and happy crafting.